the progress and challenges. Today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu delivered a national broadcast which is emphasizing on unity and collective responsibility, and the theme being Nigeria at 65, all hands on deck for a greater nation. Now, this celebration is underscoring the importance of patriotism and collaboration in building a prosperous nation. Joining me in this reflection is Mr. Adekunle Lukman Adefolahan, and he's the Chief Operating Officer of 21st Century Community Empowerment for Youth and Women Development. Now, we will be exploring the significance of this milestone, the nation's achievement, and the path towards forward, for Nigeria's growth and development. A very good morning. Welcome to you, Sir Adekunle.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Okay.
It's a pleasure being at the studio this morning.
That's right.
Let me also wish all Nigerians happy independence.
Happy independence to you right there. First of all, let me also appreciate you, Sir Adekunle, for, being very punctual, number one. And regardless of the circumstances we know it, you still made it all the way from where you're coming from. Quite a distance, but because of the love of the country. One thing you said to me was, this is the independence, and yes, it is our country. We have no other country aside Nigeria. Thank you for taking our time to be here this morning.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Sir Adekunle, now the president actually put out a speech today, as expected, although at the very last minute, we saw the cancellation of a parade, right, which was part of activities to mark this very special independence. Some persons frowning at it, saying, how can you cut down or cut off a long-standing tradition, right, that Nigerians are already used to, in the name of we're still on the path of growth and all of that. Yeah. When we are, if that is how important, or if that is how much you felt for the country, why don't you cut down the cost of governance? Right? Why don't you cut down the cost of governance, especially in some cases, some arrears that are not, so to speak, necessary? Right, that we have these politicians in high places, receiving encomiums here and there and stuff like that. You've not cut down on that, but you're cutting down on or stopping a parade, which is a tradition for an Independence Day. But others says the president is being very thoughtful. It's have we really arrived there yet? No. Even in his speech, Mr. President put it out there that, look, we've made significant progress though in economic growth, social cohesion, physical developments, especially since independence in 1960, and that the country has experienced good and bad times, and that is a fact, including, if you recall, the civil war, the military dictatorships, the political crisis, but we have been able to simply weather the storm. Amazingly, to the surprise of the international community and to even neighboring African countries who know our history and origin, right? Courage and has been the watchword for us. Now, Nigerians today, according to him, it says we have access to better education and health care more than we did in 1960, and he says it is a significant increase in the number of secondary schools and tertiary institutions in the country. That was like his introduction, right? And then he finally looks into the current administration's achievements, looks into the challenges as well as the future plans, looks into youth development, and then finally he gives a message of hope. Now, we'll be taking this step by step, right, so that we can allow for ample time for the listener to also join in, and let's have their thoughts in view of what Mr. President has said for a very special day as this one, which is October 1 of 2025, right? 65 years on. If we're going to count from 1914, the amalgamation, we should be more than 100 years now, but 65 years on. Starting off with the introduction of Mr. President, looking back at the civil war, military dictatorships, and all of that, we have been resilient. And he says one thing, he says there has been a significant increase in the number of secondary schools and tertiary institutions, and a number of persons are saying, is it really trickling down to the quality of life for Nigerians? Is it trickling down into the standards, standard basic living condition of Nigerians? If we waited from that time up until this time, what would be your thoughts based on this introduction where Mr. President is reflecting on the past? Are we making significant or strides? Have we gone as far as he has said we have gone? Or we're probably stagnated by certain circumstances which has kept us where we are?
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to appreciate Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja,
Right.
for this engagement to interact on where we are. Let me first of all start from your questions. Yes, we have some figures rolled out by Mr. President, 120 primary school or secondary school in 1960, but in 2024 we have about 23,000. I think it's not in numbers. So I want to completely disagree with Mr. President.
Okay.
Nigerians are not after those numbers he was reading out. What is the quality? Is it not better we have numbers that we can manage well? And I cite a good example for you. UBEC was established in 2004.
Right.
But as at this morning, how many states have accessed their matching grant at UBEC to support the implementation of UBEC Act? We have suburbs across the state, State Universal Basic Education Commission at various states, 36 states and FCT. But if you go to the website of UBEC and you notice number of states that have not accessed their UBEC matching grant of 50%, you'll be surprised. So it's not in having the increase in numbers of primary school or secondary school. What is the quality, or what are the qualities of education in Nigeria? Comparing to when we had lesser number to now. Mr. President was in Imo yesterday.
Yeah.
And Imo has not accessed their UBEC machine grant from 2021 to 2024.
Wow.
That's 4 years. So what has happened to primary and junior secondary education in such state? And I refer to Imo State because it was there yesterday. We have other states across the country that have not accessed their UBEC machine grant. He also talked about the health. It is unfortunate that the Mr. President handlers are not being fair to Nigerians.
In what way? I mean,
we are not after figures. Look at the incident that happened just 3 days ago in FCT about a reporter of a popular television station. And Maitama, very close to Katampe.
Right.
And in 21st century, medical practitioners are still asking for police report before they can attend to emergency patients. So unfortunate. And if this could happen in FCT, imagine rural communities that they lack access to medical facilities. So I don't think Nigerians are after the numbers. What we are after is quality of lives.
Well, let me pause you there. I mean, as part of his achievements, he has spoken about the fact that we've had economic growth. I mean, Mr. President was very clear when he said 4.23% GDP growth rate in Q2 of 2025 alone, outspacing the IMF's projection of 3.4%. I mean, we've seen where inflation has declined to 20.12%.
Inflation declined by way of rebasing our economy. But what ordinary Nigerians want to listen to is not the figures, GDP, that will that bring food, will that improve our security.
So are you saying that Mr. President has not touched on what Nigerians really need, the
No,
needs?
he has touched.
Okay.
But I think the reality is beyond these figures they are rolling out. Because if before, let me give you this example at University Teaching Hospital, Ibadan. People comes all the way from different countries, including Saudi Arabia, to come access health facility. It is the same UCH that went on protest by medical students for lack of electricity
in recent times.
So I think, yes, we have improved, we have moved from where we were. We may not be where we're supposed to be, but what Nigerians want to see is reality. What will bring changes to ordinary Nigerians, GDP to GDP ratio, this and that. Those are not the realities Nigerians want to see.
But he has also said that the country has made notable advancements in refining PMS domestically. I mean, look at the Dangote refinery. I mean, we're exporting Asian fuel and all of that. We're not doing good.
Has that reduced the cost of flying from Abuja to Lagos, for example?
Okay.
And how many Nigerians are passing through airports as well too? Because look at the kind of stress that the contractor handling Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Road. Up till now, that contractor is not known in the country. They don't have what it takes to build such important road. But unfortunately, because we are in a country where impunity is what is reigning in our system, if you go to that part of the country, you will pity what Nigerians are facing. And I give you another example. Travel from boundary of Nasarawa and FCT here, Maraba, Yanya, Axis. Go and see the hell Nigerians are facing because the contractors handling the roads, even the quality of the road they are doing, you can't compare it to what we had in the last 30-40 years.
Okay, let me still put a peg to your thoughts. Let's hear from the FCT minister what he has to say about the roadways in the country, especially in Abuja.
Today we're in Kaura district to flag off this very important Nigeria Road S1. I hope you are aware that Nigeria is bidding to host the next Commonwealth Games. And it will be difficult for us to achieve that if we don't have good network of roads. Again, it will help the fire service station in case of emergencies. By the time this road is constructed with a 3-span bridge, of course, anywhere there's any fire incident and they are called upon, they will respond immediately.
Well, that's the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, who's already given us, an extensive conversation, especially when it came just around the area here to flag off a road. So are we not making progress in that stance? I mean, quite a number of roads are being renovated. Others are being worked upon, right? So Mr. President might just be right to saying there's been infrastructural development.
Yes, flagging
in Abuja.
Flagging off roads is so interesting and very unfortunate. I don't think our political gladiators are listening to Nigerians. And I'm happy you emphasized in Abuja. Abuja is just one out of 37 states, if you want to call it that way. But what of other infrastructures? I grew up as a young boy in our family house, not in GRA, in Abeokuta, and I saw a government functioning pipe-borne water. My children don't know difference between tap-borne water and borehole today. And that is what their generation is witnessing. What happened to FCT Water Board? What happened to other state water boards that we all grew up to see working, functioning? Today, if you tell average 20 years old Nigerian about functioning pipe water, the person will ask you, what do you mean? So I think our government needs to go back to drawing board and realized that it's beyond commissioning road, flagging off roads. You remember in the same FCT, during the third term, students of FCT public school were at home. Our honorable minister was busy commissioning projects up and down.
Right.
And I cite 2 projects that he commissioned about 3 months ago. Kubo bus terminal and Mabushi bus terminal. Go there today if you see any buses there. Nothing. So 3 months after commissioning, what happened to the buses that supposed to complement that road? Now, he flagged off another road yesterday because Nigeria is going to host Commonwealth game that will not last beyond highest 3 weeks. Let's call it a month.
So it's
and now he raised issue of fire service.
Yeah.
Fire service that doesn't meet up with 21st century firefighting. Go to their headquarters. Go and see the kind of equipment they are still using. So I'm surprised Honorable Minister of FCT is saying this because an incident happened where I stayed. Fire service was called. The excuse was no water.
a fire service.
Fire service, FCT fire service, no water. So building road for fire service that doesn't have access to water and other equipment to fight fire in the FCT, is it not unfortunate? Because I can't see the nexus between flagging off road at Kaura district and relating it with is going to help fire service that doesn't have vehicles or that doesn't have latest equipment. Go and see their equipment, obsolete in 21st century. So I think we need to go back to drawing board and see how Nigerians life will be better than rolling out figures that doesn't relate with Nigerians.
All right.
Yes, 85.5 million household
Yeah.
was given over 333 billion naira. Who are those people? I think government need to be more open. If truly the services they are providing are for Nigerians to cushion the effect of hardship that they brought.
Well,
economy is stabling.
Yeah.
How? Dollar was still exchanged at 1,485 yesterday.
Still fluctuating, yeah.
So, yes, we have some stability, no doubt about that.
I mean, yeah, we
but
do.
this administration came and met dollar at what rate? 700, 750. Today is times 2 of what they met it. So, saying they met almost dead economy, I don't think it's a tenable excuses to Nigerians.
Well,
because they are aware.
Yeah.
And it was the same political party.
Yeah.
So they should understand strategies to make life better. For the past 26 months or 28 months of this administration, even the so-called 70,000 minimum wage has not been properly implemented. How many private organizations have increased the salary of their staff? And even when we are talking about salary, it's beyond that. Government needs to look beyond that and look at other social safety nets that benefits and ordinary Nigerians will benefit from.
But what if we're not raising enough revenue? Maybe that could contribute to it. I mean, is that not why the tax reform bills are
we are raising enough revenue. And 2026, if care is not taken, we are still going to pay more. But we hope the government will use the resources judiciously. For the last quarter, non-oil contributed more. Can't we focus on that? Agriculture. We have seen reduction in farmers, herders, crisis in Nigeria.
Right.
Can we leverage on that? Can we engage with community people at the rural areas, so that people can get their life back to, if you ask average Nigerians, they will tell you they prefer to be in their position they were before this coming administration.
But let me cast your mind back. You said we made some progress when it comes to the farmer header clashes, which of course, is it the chief of defense now, staff, had come out to saying that, look, there is no farmer header clash, and he's going to call it what it is. It is the herders invading the farms of farmers. That's what he called it. He said there is nothing. He doesn't understand the term farmer herders. So probably we're the ones who made it up. So there's nothing like that.
So
it is the herders who are invading the farmland.
If herders
Yeah.
invade farms, don't you think it will lead to conflict? Can the government now strategize towards situation whereby herders will not invade farms?
But they've had that conversation about ranching and all of that. Give us your land. Let us create a ranch on it.
Can government make public-private partnership more feasible beyond theory? Because a situation whereby government allows people at the rural, especially at the local government level, area councils level, as the case may be in FCT, and engage in genuineness. I emphasize the word genuineness. Government need to be genuine in implementing most of these policies. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but it is that genuineness that we want.
Okay.
Now, National Parade has been cancelled.
Yeah.
And because they want to save some money.
Yeah.
Good. Can we sustain it? Can we make it in such a way that look at the volume of resources available to governors now.
It is quadrupled. I mean, Nasarawa State Governor came out recently and said our allocations have quadrupled.
Yes.
And it says to his colleagues and says, please, you don't have excuses anymore.
But do we have development that is in tandem with what they are receiving?
So on whose table should it be? Should it be about the president, everything being channeled to the president, or the governors?
Now, there is a unit in presidency called, it is headed by Ajia Adiza Bala Usman. The mandate of that unit is to monitor performance. So if up to today, Mr. President is still covering some of his ministers that are not performing, what do you expect the state to do? Let that action come from the minister. The kind of system we are operating, people look up to the federal because there are a lot of concentration at federal level. But we can see some level of leadership by example.
Right.
Let Mr. President take this opportunity of Independence Day in his speech to have announced removal of like 15 ministers for non-performance, as it is expected. Many states will toe the line and review their cabinet and look at the commissioners that are not working, because you have almost 48 ministers in Nigeria today, and if you look at the 48, you can hardly count 5 or 7 that are working. By the time you mention Nyesom Wike, you mention Minister of Health,
Tunji Ojo, I guess,
Ojo of Interior, you now be thinking of who again?
Okay.
Who again? Some ministries we have even forgetting that they exist, and we have ministers that government is paying public resources on them. So I think Mr. President will have announced measures to reduce cost of governance, and by the time he announced that, National Assembly will toe that line as well too.
All right.
But unfortunately, that leadership by example is not there. So cancelling national parade to
makes
commemorate,
no difference.
It may target to be one of the strategies to reduce cost of governance, but that is just once in a year activity.
So you feel it should have just gone through with it, regardless. I mean, for a day like this.
Of course.
I mean, if we can afford to lavish monies, unnecessary things.
People went to Onga recently, led by the vice president. I see it as jamboree. What comes out of our Onga participation? Do we need to go and woo investors to vice president with his entourage to Onga? If at all he will go, should just be like for a day. That is the responsibility of the mission across those countries.
So you're saying that there are no needs for the president's outings?
Shouldn't be every time.
Right.
He should stay at home. Okay. Yes, the governor okay. But fortunately, that like initially when it was newly formed. If you look at when of that other part is just about having and we Nasarawa Benue FC up in Nigeria. The state or to city should treat when people from other states need to Yobe, Borno, Igawa, and look at what they had over
Right.
to go to Lagos and say this is fish. Go to no, and that will increase up opportunity. Will be and you will be doing pyramid. So going to pyramid out of government. So that's why I say we should stop politicizing the essential sectors that have direct impact.
The questions you introduce will now be the top row 8768888. The WhatsApp portal number is 0909705450. What are your thoughts against the backdrop of the discourse that we have this morning in view of Mr. President's speech? I mean, he has talked about quite a number of things. He has looked into reflecting on the past, the current achievements, the challenges and future plans. He has even talked about youth development and given a message of hope. But some Nigerians are saying, where is the insecurity? What did you say? What did you say about insecurity? What action plan or direction or directive have you given in view of how we can tackle insecurity? Because a number of Nigerians, including myself, would believe that, look, if we are able to tackle insecurity in this country, every other thing should naturally kids glove. Or is it because there are some people, a few persons who actually are spearheading insecurity and making profit off of it? Could it also mean that we are also saboteurs of ourselves, knowing the same people, and yet we come to Nigerians and tell ourselves that, you know what, the moment we mention the names, it will sabotage the investigation. Also, we are not mentioning names, we're not calling out anybody, but just know that there's insecurity. It's almost pointless, you know, the fight against insecurity. I also recall Nigeria extending a hand of plea to the international community, and when they got in here, they accessed, you know, what it was that we were going through in terms of insecurity, and said, we know our problems. That the higher ranks, they know what's going on, and then they are not doing anything, and so they bolted out. We're in a place of cacophony and not even being taken seriously anymore. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Very well, thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Comrade Salisu. I'm calling from Niger State.
Comrade,
Niger State.
Straight to the point. Let's have your thoughts.
For me, happy independent Nigeria and independent Nigeria today. We're a long way for happy independent every day, but independent of today are insecurity of the country. Happy independent security, problem everywhere, hunger everywhere, no directive. Things are going out of hand. Why? Because our leaders are corrupt. And any nation that has a corrupt leader cannot go forward. We only go back forward. Because when you see our refineries are not working, Ajakuta is not working, a lot of industry is not working. Why? Because the leaders are corrupt. Well, leave all our leaders today, all. They are riches and billionaires. Why? Where they get the money from? It's our country money. How? And they cannot make any law to help us because they know when they make a law, it's going to hurt them. They cannot make any law for helping any poor. So the country will continue having insecurity forever because we have corruption people. They are training children to be corrupt. They are training children to insecurity. Now you are going to do election. Now you train boys to adjust the boss as out to this, and that. That is a problem in the country, making security worse. Unless our leaders begin to use their brain to to do the right thing. If not,
Comrade.
where we are going, we are going to a big problem.
Comrade, let me
Because
speech, really got to you. What part was a message to you somewhat?
yeah, the message of Mr. President is not working, because when it's working, the subsidy has gone, and we are not seeing any effect of subsidy. All the government have money, they cannot do anything, and you don't talk, you just keep quiet, and there is no power, and no investor cannot come when there is no power in the country. He's not doing the right thing. He's not doing the right thing. Let him do the right thing. We are going to appreciate what he has done.
All right.
Thank you.
Comrade Salihu right there from Niger State says, Mr. President, you're not doing the right thing. In fact, it says the only message he has of Mr. President is, you're not doing the right thing. Do the right thing, Mr. President. Let's go take this one. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Warakaya Dowake, calling you from NPC Suleja.
Awesome. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Happy Independence.
Happy Independence to you too, my brother.
Despite that, we are not happy, but we need to celebrate our independence and make ourselves happy new moon, happy independence.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I think Ahmed Bola Tinubu, his policies are not working the way it's expected.
Okay.
The reason is that those who work with him are not telling him the truth.
Okay.
And they give him the truth about what is going on in Nigeria. He would have done better than what we are today.
Okay.
As I am speaking, I am from Niger State, the power state, but no electricity as I am speaking to you now. And insecurity also. Are we celebrating because of insecurity? Are we celebrating because of poverty ravaging Nigerians? Because there is no food. People who farm, they have no freedom to farm, to bring out their product for the other masses to buy for the feeding of their families. Going back to the system of government, the system are not working fine because no lack of work. Those that work up to this moment I'm speaking, the month of September has not been paid to staff. How would they celebrate the independence? We are talking that we are celebrating independence. And what stopped Ahmed Bola Tinubu, our president, to visit all the states as he was campaigning, go to all the state local government? Why can't he go there to see this or hear things by himself? There's no taboo of doing so. By the time you go to the Abia State, Adamawa State, Kano State, Katsina State, people will tell you with their anger. They will know that what is going there either is right or wrong. That will promote your government. But he has not done so. By last year, by February or March, the campaign started and the governor stopped. So, and I'm sure most of them will go around to those state and local government to campaign. Why can't he do this before then and hear people's voice and hear people's anger?
All right.
You see, coming to Nigeria to stop independence under the paragraph, it doesn't stop our duty. And the bigger mistake he has made so far is by removing that subsidy at the first time. If I were him or those around him who work with him, he would have left that subsidy to run at least 6 to 10 months before removing it, so that his government will stabilize there before removing it. Not that it's wrong for him to remove the subsidy, because there are gagoons elsewhere who make Nigerians. So, but he made that but there's nothing wrong for him to revise himself to say, okay, subsidy have been restated for a period of this.
Yeah, Barake, how you access Mr. President in terms of percentage over 100? How would you access him so far? 3 years.
Honestly, let me be very, very frank to you. Zero.
Zero. Okay. Thank you, Warake, for that one, though. Appreciate your thoughts on it. I mean, well, you heard family members, Nigerians talking right there, giving a piece of your mind. I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. It's more like we have a coal of fire burning in our hands, and yet we are acting like we don't know. It's more like what former President Olusegun Obasanjo said, that the out-of-school children, they're like time bombs, waiting to be used for political gains, thuggery, and whatever it may be, and that these are the people, the set of people we are grooming in view of being out of school. I mean, when you put all of these concerns together from the family members, what state are we in now?
Yes, I think, like one of the callers said, it's not too late for Mr. President to go back to the drawing board,
Right.
and be sincere with Nigerians to review those policies and engage Nigerians.
Are policies the issues, or is it that the policy is not touching on the
it's not
lives of
touching.
Nigerians?
It's not touching because they are not engaging the real people. When you say you distributed 332 billion naira to 85 million households, how? Who? Can you be transparent enough and let Nigerians know? No state has come out and said we benefited. It's still been, we have distributed this. There was an announcement on national TV and radios about 75,000 naira to household, 25,000 naira per month.
Yes.
I'm an advocate of empowerment.
Right.
But you need to do it in a coordinated manner that Nigerians will benefit from it, not politicians. In a situation whereby you leave politicians to implement most of the laudable policies and programs, definitely Nigerians will not benefit.
So on whose hands should it be handed over?
Now we have ministry, departments and agencies that can do proper mapping, because the challenges has been, do we carry out proper needs assessment?
Okay.
You will go to some local government, you will see some schools built, you will see that people are not using it because what is the population of that primary school or secondary school before you give them upstairs? Is that what they really need? Or because World Bank said we want to give you model primary school and you start building upstairs in schools that they are less than 100? Is that their needs? I think proper needs assessment that we involve citizen participation. We have different layers of structures at various levels. Now let's pick education, for example.
Yes.
We have what we call school-based management committee. In almost all the schools, public schools in Nigeria, they have almost rendered them useless. We have Parent Teachers Association.
Yeah, the PTA.
We have Nigerian Union of Teachers. How many times government engage them in town hall? When government is carrying out needs assessment, do they involve their executives? Do they involve the students? Do they hear from students? Because some schools will just say a contractor start digging holes, start bringing cement and what have you. But do you engage? You go to some schools, toilets are not functioning, and you are building classrooms for them. That may not be their needs. How many schools have water running? Because we are talking about water and sanitation and hygiene. Wash. How do we implement our wash program? Do we implement it because we want to see reduction? Because they are all interrelated. In a school where you have wash system working, tendency of crises that are environmental in nature are very, very slim.
Okay.
Very slim. Now, in a school where how many of our public school, after the experience of Boko Haram bombing public school, have perimeter fencing? Those are the issues. Some school, what they need is just small things. How many teachers are well encouraged for training and retraining?
So we are a country of misplaced priorities.
Misplaced priority. If you go to our health sector, we go to, the idea was to have primary healthcare center.
Right.
When Olukoye Ransome Kuti brought the initiative for primary healthcare center, one per ward in Nigeria, how many are functioning? How many are working 24 hours? They can't do that because of insecurity. They can't do that because of electricity. Go to some general hospitals. Go to their theater room. So now telling us there is increase in number of primary school and secondary school, what are they pushing now?
All right, let's take this one coming from Lorenzo D. Capinto from Kubwa. It says, Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. Nigeria 65. Electricity is epileptic. Unemployment at low turnout that has led to insecurity. Somebody who is gainfully employed cannot be thinking robbery, will not think kidnapping. Companies that are supposed to be viable in Nigeria are not working. Hunger is ravaging the nation. It is well with Nigeria at 65. An old man at 65 who is still crawling needs a miracle to walk, not run. Lorenzo right there, it says, we don't need you sharing money for us in Nigeria. We need a better life, a well-paid jobs, good schools, housing at affordable rates. Let us not leave as slaves in our own God-given country. Lorenzo, thank you for that one. And then, what do you...
I think we have opportunity.
Okay.
And the opportunity is this. Campaign is called. Policies are good, they are okay, but we need to coordinate well in such a way that it will have direct impact on Nigerians.
Okay.
And we want our leaders by example. You guys to exercise change and living flamboyant life. That's the issue. President and his ministers and other, look at the way other Nigerians that don't have such opportunity to travel with sirens. So I think they need to live by example. Show them that we are feeling your pain as well internal. We can have always install an Uber. They open it temporarily for private jet. I'm planning to ask again, you get tickets for me to say no, it's not for commercial. But they only open it for because Olubadan election. If you want ordinary Ibadan who wants to do business field, you need to travel Lagos by road, then fly again to Abuja.
Extra
but because why can't Mr. President now travel to Ibadan by road? You see what Nigerians are facing along Loja, Akure, Ilesha axis.
But is Mr. President the number one citizen?
No,
one of the
let's see what Nigerians are facing.
To each of these states now, but because you're not,
let him travel from here to Ibadan with his side. Let him see the situation of the road. Let him see the way the contract they gave the contract to the way are working.
Okay.
Let him go and enter the order of Nigerians are entering.
It brings to mind accountability and still the conversation, still the bane of Nigeria's democracy up until now. But I mean, I wish we could have more time to have this discourse, but time is not allowing, right there. I mean, it's still a progressive story, right? It's still a progressive story. We'll be having this conversation some more. Maybe some other time it will be via Zoom, so we can just connect and all of that and breach the gap of distance and everything. But I want to say a big thank you to you though, Mr. Adekunle Lukman Adefolahan. You are the Chief Operating Officer of 21st Century Community Empowerment for Youth and Women Development. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your thoughts on this.
It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, this is also how we call it a close. Thank you to you for being a part of this and adding your voice. I mean, we see more calls coming through. We see that Nigerians are very eager and anticipating, what the future holds for Nigeria. But one thing we could say is that as long as there's life, there is hope. Take it from me. There is always a chance for us to get it better and do it rightly. And the guest has also put it out there, says it is an opportunity for not just